The question is, assess the importance of the accounts of Chinese and Arab travelers in the reconstruction of history of India. Very straightforward question. First of all, assess the importance. The word is assess. Assess means both positive and negative. Assess the importance of the accounts of the Chinese and the Arab travelers in the reconstruction of the history of India. Clear? So first of all, who were the Chinese travelers? Fahian, Yuan Sang, I Sing also. Three major ones. Fahian, Yuan Sang, I Sing. This is the right order also. Arab travelers. Who could be the Arab travelers? Who could be the Arab travelers? And they have not fixed the period. So Arab travelers, the first would be Abu Bakr, who wrote Chashnama. Clear? Then we have another major person, Ibn Battuta, again Arabian writer. Even Farishta also, to a large extent, but Ibn Battuta being the most prominent. He wrote a very important work, Kitabul Rahla. Abdul Razak also. He was again from Morocco, like Ibn Battuta. Abdul Razak also, Arabian traveler. They have written their accounts. Abdul Razak mentions them in about Vijayanagar kingdom. Clear? So, major accounts, content is there. Now you have to assess the importance. Clear? Now coming to account of Fahian, tell me, what is the positive aspect mentioned by Fahian and what is the negative aspect or wrong information given by Fahian? Because questions on reconstruction of history. So in order to reconstruct it objectively, we need to be very cautious about the accounts of Fahian, foreign travelers, because they perceive things from their own angle. And that was not probably right with respect to Indian context. Clear? So tell me something important about Fahian and his wrong observation. One wrong thing is, he says that Buddhism was flourishing in Gupta period, but Buddhism, as we all know, was in the declining stage in Gupta period. That is wrong thing to be mentioned. Assess. Clear? This is negative thing. Positive thing is, he has written a book known as History of the Buddhist Kingdom in India. And in this book, he has mentioned that there were only two rulers in India who adopted Buddhism as state religion. These were Ashok and Kanishk. Clear? He mentions about Ashok and Kanishk. So only two rulers adopting Buddhism as state religion. Fahian. He has written glorifying account about Nalanda University because he came to study Buddhist scriptures at Nalanda University. Coming to Yuan Sang, under his influence, Harshvardhan got converted to Buddhism, convened two Buddhist assemblies at Prayag and Kannauj. Clear? At the same time, negative thing, Yuan Sang, not Varna system, Vani. Clear? He has written basically about untouchability. Yuan Sang mentions about, even Fahian mentions about untouchability, that in Gupta period, Chandalas increased in number. Clear? Yuan Sang mentions one important thing, that there was complete law and order maintained by Harshvardhan. He came during the reign of Harshvardhan. But that cannot be accepted because Yuan Sang himself got robbed of his belongings in India. So that cannot be taken. He writes that Harshvardhan was a powerful ruler of ancient India. But as we all know, Harshvardhan got defeated by Pulakeshin II on banks of river Narmada. So that can also not be accepted. So that will come under assessment, positive and negative. Clear? Coming to Arab travelers, Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr has written a work which is titled as Chajnama. That is the history of Sindh province. In this Chajnama, Abu Bakr has mentioned about the family history of the ruler of Sindh. This ruler of Sindh was Tahir. Clear? He mentions about the family of Dahir. Clear? And also mentions about the conflict between Dahir and Muhammad bin Qasim, who came to propagate Islam in 712 AD. So Arab traveler Chashnama mentions about Dahir. Apart from this, clear, Ibn Battuta, Moroccan traveler, wrote a work, Kitabul Rahla. Ibn Battuta has glorified his master, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And he has written that all the 5 projects of Muhammad bin Tughlaq failed, but did not affect Sultanate. But it cannot be denied. The failure of those 5 projects affected both the prestige and economic prosperity of Delhi Sultanate. Ibn Battuta, clear? Ibn Battuta has also mentioned about Vijayanagar kingdom. He visited Vijayanagar kingdom and has mentioned elaborately about the extent of this kingdom. Vijayanagar kingdom is also mentioned by Abdul Razak, another Arabian traveler from Morocco. And all these travelers has mentioned from everything from religious perspective. In fact, Ibn Battuta was appointed as chief Qazi of Delhi by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So he perceived things from religious angle, and therefore their accounts has to be taken with certain amount of caution. So they cannot be totally relied for historical reconstruction. This assessment has to be done. Ising came to India in 7th century, 617 AD. Ising came to India to study Buddhist scriptures in Nalanda University. After staying for some years, he has mentioned about India, and he also mentioned that Buddhism was in a flourishing stage in 7th century. But it is beyond doubt that by that time Buddhism began to decline very rapidly. And all of them, why they say Buddhism was a flourishing state, was all of them were Buddhist pilgrims and they had come to study in Nalanda University. So I say, now what would be the introduction? What would be the conclusion? We can introduce that in this way also, that accounts of foreign travelers are important source for historical reconstruction, supplemented with indigenous sources to make it more comprehensive. This can be introduction, simple introduction. Any conclusion, anything to be written conclusion, we can conclude in this way, that right from ancient times, India was known for Buddhist learning through major institutions like Nalanda University that attracted foreign travelers who came to India as intellectuals and has given their valuable accounts to reconstruct Indian history. Right about Nalanda University, very important center of learning, clear? So you can frame in other way also, clear? Nalanda University, along with other educational institutions, has always attracted intellectuals from different parts of the world. And they have enriched the literature to reconstruct India's past history. It can be done in this way also, clear? So you can write, because all the Islamic travelers that came, they basically came with their own objective. But in ancient India, most of them came as students to study Buddhist scriptures. Right? At least India was a place where they could rely upon to have depth knowledge, because Nalanda University was known for a very rich library. So you can write that institutions like Nalanda University attracted global intellectuals and they contributed towards proper literature, leading to proper reconstruction of Indian history. Write something like this, clear? It can be very important. We are not only about Nalanda University, write about Nalanda and other similar institutions. And all those institutions attracted intellectuals from different parts of the world. Is it clear? The account of foreign travelers reflect the global status of Indian culture influencing in neighboring countries. Yes, this is normally this can be written. You can take the example of Nalanda University, and India was a center of attracting global intellectuals from different parts of the world. Clear?